2022 is the bicentennial year of Ulysses S Grant's birth. This is a series of vignettes that lift up the people, events, or moments of note in Grant's life as seen through his eyes. These are rich glimpses that give insight into Ulysses S Grant's life and who or what impacted him to mold the leader he became. The series is available on the Facebook page Ulysses S Grant Bicentennial Moments and the YouTube channel General Grant by himself. April 5th, 1862. I am Major General Ulysses S Grant, and it is April the 5th of 1862. I am at Pittsburg Landing in Tennessee on the Tennessee River. On this day, I sent the following message with other information to General Henry W. Halleck, commanding the Department of the Mississippi in St. Louis, Missouri. General, just as my letter of yesterday to Captain McLean, Assistant Adjutant General, was finished, notes from General McClernand's and Sherman's Assistant Adjutant Generals were received, stating that our outpost had been attacked by the enemy apparently in considerable force. I immediately went up and found all quiet. The enemy took 2 officers and 4 or 5 of our men prisoners and wounded 4. We took 8 prisoners and killed several. Number of the enemy wounded not known. They had with them 3 pieces of artillery and cavalry and infantry. How much, of course, cannot be estimated. I have scarcely the faintest idea of an attack, general one, being made upon us, but will be prepared should such a thing take place. General Nelson's division has arrived. The other 2 of General Buell's columns will arrive tomorrow and next day. It is my present intention to send them to Hamburg, some 4 miles above Pittsburgh, when they all get here. From that point to Corinth, the road is good, and a junction can be formed with the troops from Pittsburgh at almost any point. Colonel McPherson has gone with an escort today to examine the defensibility of the ground about Hamburg and to lay out the position of the camps if advisable to occupy that place. I am very respectfully, U.S. Grant, Major General. On the same day, April the 5th of 62, Sherman had sent me a message about this event that I enclose with this one. It is as follows. All is quiet along my lines now. We are in the act of exchanging cavalry according to your order. The enemy has cavalry in our front, and I think there are 2 regiments of infantry and 1 battery of artillery about 6 miles out. I will send you in 10 prisoners of war and a report of last night's affair in a few minutes. Your note is just read. I have no doubt that nothing will occur today more than some picket firing. The enemy is saucy, but got the worst of it yesterday and will not press our pickets far. I will not be drawn out far unless with certainty of advantage, and I do not apprehend anything like an attack on our position. General Sherman, on the same day, April the 5th, sent this message to Captain John A. Rawlins of my staff. I have the honor to report that yesterday, about 3 p.m., it was reported to me that the lieutenant and 7 advance pickets had imprudently advanced from their post and were captured. I ordered Major Ricker of the 5th Ohio Cavalry to proceed rapidly to the picket station, ascertain the truth, and act according to circumstances. He reached the station, found the picket had been captured, as reported, and that a company of infantry sent by the brigade commander had gone forward in pursuit of some cavalry. He rapidly advanced some 2 miles and found them engaged, charged the enemy, and drove them along the ridge road till he met and received 3 discharges of artillery. when he very properly wheeled under cover and returned till he met me. As soon as I heard artillery, I advanced with the 2 regiments of infantry and took position and remained until the scattered companies of infantry and cavalry returned. This was after night. I infer that the enemy is in some considerable force at P Ridge, that yesterday morning they crossed a brigade of 2 regiments of infantry, 1 regiment of cavalry, and 1 battery of field artillery, to the ridge on which the Corinth Road lays. They halted the infantry and artillery at a point about 5 miles in my front, and sent a detachment to the line of General Meeks on the north of Owl Creek, and the cavalry down toward our camp. This cavalry captured a part of our advance picket, and afterwards engaged the 2 companies of Colonel Buckland's regiment, as described by him in his report herewith enclosed. Our cavalry drove them back upon their artillery and infantry, killing many and bringing off 10 prisoners, all of the 1st Alabama Cavalry, whom I send to you. We lost, of the picket, 1 lieutenant and 7 men of the Ohio 70th Infantry, list enclosed, 1 major and 1 lieutenant, 1 sergeant, and 1 private of the 72nd Ohio Infantry, taken prisoners, 8 privates wounded. Names of all are embraced in the report of Colonel Buckland enclosed herewith. We took 10 prisoners, left 2 wounded, and many killed on the field. W.T. Sherman, etc., etc. I am Major General Ulysses S Grant in the field at Pittsburg Landing, Tennessee, on April the 5th of 1862. This has been a Ulysses S Grant Bicentennial Moment.